I'm E.
I'm D.
And today it's kind of a controversial kind of day, kind of topic. We're going to talk about the infamous Kanye West. Is he famous? Is he infamous? At this point, I don't know, but my boy's unhinged. And I don't even want to call him my boy because he said some foul things recently. So he was, in Vegas and he just said a whole bunch of stuff. And I think we're all a little dumbfounded. I've listened to the audio at least 7 times. I still don't know what he said, but what up, D?
So, our headline reads Kanye West's unhinged rant in Vegas. Jesus Christ, Hitler, I don't even know if we can say that on here. Yay, sponsor that. I don't know where these comments come from, but I'm just giving you guys the information, okay? So, according to TMZ, Kanye West is apparently in the grips of a serious mental health episode. That's the only conclusion to draw from his furious rant attacking his ex business partners, Donald Trump, and of course, Jewish people. Looking like a cult leader, Kanye was surrounded by a few dozen people early Friday morning somewhere in Las Vegas when he just lost it. During a roughly 10-minute explosion, he seemed to draw a direct line from Jesus to himself as he screamed, Jesus Christ, Hitler, yay, sponsor that. He also rolled out one of his favorite anti-Semitic gems, claiming Zionist Jews own all the banks, hospitals, and even private schools in Los Angeles.
Man, I wasn't ready for this topic.
During the rant, which was live streamed by several people in the room, including Miami influencer Yes Jewels, who was standing next to him, Kanye screamed F Balenciaga, Gap, and Louis Vuitton. He also said he wouldn't support Donald Trump's run for president if he didn't free Larry Hoover from prison. Perhaps the most troubling part was when he started yelling about his daughter, presumably North, as he screamed, "My daughter ripped up the mother effing couches in the house to be able to be with me right now." Indeed, North was with Ye Thursday night in Vegas during a listening event for his new Vultures album. With North and Ty Dolla $ign next to him, he rapped, "I still keep some Jews with me. Management, ? Nah, I only let him do my jewelry." During his rant, Kanye groused that no one was standing up for him. And when one woman in the room challenged him by saying, "You ain't God," N-word, he threatened to have her tossed out of the room. So North was hearing all of this?
I couldn't see from the clip, but there was just like a whole bunch of people surrounding him and he just like popped off. I don't know the reason why. I think it was pretty incoherent. I mean, I don't even understand. Like some of the topics that he was talking about was not getting cleared by the BSB sample, which you heard that everybody thing, that sample. He's gonna slap the ish out of Mike Rubin. Like, what did Mike Rubin do to you? He says his Yeezy's gonna sell. They sabotaged his show and his IG. Adidas got a light skin Ye. They wouldn't let him speak at Virgil's funeral. Then he said, "Drake, I love you. I'm gonna go get that tattoo." What tattoo, sir? What tattoo? Please, I need more info. I know I'm making light of the situation, guys, but this is no laughing matter. Then he says that Ye and Pharrell broke down the door. I'm guessing it's fashion. I don't know. Could be music, but who knows? Then he says that everybody was just basically harping on all his Jewish comments, but no one helped him when he couldn't see his kids. Then at some point, he started praying with Tory Lanez while he was in jail with this whole Megan Thee Stallion debacle. Then he's like, don't tell him about his political opinion. He made more money to show us that money isn't everything. This is all within the span of maybe 5 minutes, mind you. What else can I tell you guys? He says, America's been hit by the Greeks, Mansa Musa. I'm like, I need to brush up on history because I don't recall, but hey.
It was not in America.
That I know this, but I'm like, maybe he knows something I don't. Um, he
Oh,
says he's still here though because God covers him, but I don't know how because clearly we know the blasphemous things that he just said. He says, Trump, we're not going to support you unless you get Larry out, like you said, Jeff out. Who's Jeff again?
Jeff, I don't know. I know
We
Larry.
hope
Larry's
that
cool, but
we hope that it's not the Jeff that we're all thinking. You
nope,
know,
that would be
uh,
dead.
you politicians ain't getting nothing for free. Just because you got a mugshot, don't mean you with us. Talking about,
Presumably the couple of mugshots that Donald Trump now has.
mm-hmm. I think he alluded to Democrats being colonizers.
Oh, he didn't allude. He said it. Yeah.
Yeah. The French own 80% of banks in Africa. He had a meeting with the Saudis. I'm not even going to go into details with that.
Hmm.
And I'm not going to repeat the line that you said twice. And then he said, F Bernal, F Penal, F Demna, F everybody, F Balenciaga. And the rants just keep going and going. And there's no like, oh, he's talking about this because of this. No, this is just one run on sentence. We don't understand what started it. We have no more details.
Right.
And nobody was, stopping him.
So I think that
He's unhinged.
I'm not going to use that word primarily because I feel like if he's going through like an episode, right? Um, it's more of an issue, more of a like an emergency versus like, this person is just unhinged or whatever. Like because it comes from something, like it's
Mhm.
derived from something. Whatever the issue is that he's experiencing, whatever this episode is, I feel like, on a health level, mental health, whatever the case may be, it's if you tag it as unhinged, people dismiss it as just being crazy instead of seeing it for what it is, that he probably most likely needs some help. And instead of people giving him the help, they were live streaming this, showing him saying all these things. From what you mentioned earlier, I believe it was just a handful of people that were in that room. So it's not like it was a large crowd like he had in Miami when he was at Art Basel.
Mhm.
This was a handful of people, and not one of them,
Room.
right, and not one of them stopped him or said, hey, maybe let's not record this, or hey, maybe somebody needs to help him. That is why I feel like for me to I can't call him unhinged, because I feel like this is a mental health crisis that he's going through once again publicly, and that nobody that was there did anything to help him with. Instead, it's like once again he said and did things that obviously is controversial and causes a lot of, things or whatnot. But at the end of the day, breaking it all the way down, he's just a regular man. He's not a god. He's a father. He's, all these things, apparently a husband if he really is married to that girl. Um like
Anka?
yeah, her whatever her name is. And cuz where was she? Cuz where was she? Like that's why it feels like if you break it all the way down, he's just a regular person that needs help, and he continues seemingly to cry out for help, and people continuously refuse to help him,
Mhm.
and like I know that we'll have people, because this always happens every time we do a Kanye video, we're gonna have people that are like, he's talking the truth, blah blah blah. Okay, sure, he may be talking his truth, that's fine, but you can't say there aren't elements of this man is hurting. Like for anybody, any person to be ranting, you're hurting from something, you're upset about something, these are real feelings coming from somewhere, and
Mhm.
nobody's doing anything to help you. Like, I think that's a problem, putting everything aside that he said, obviously very blasphemous things, yes, very wrong things. Putting all of that aside, at the end of the day, he's still a person that needs help and he's not getting it. And once again, this is all just being broadcast for the universe for entertainment. It is entertainment to people, and that's sad. Like, I don't know. That's how I feel about it. Even just hearing him, I was like, oh God.
Well, I think I have a few thoughts from what you said. The east side of things, because I'm gonna disagree. There's a lot. I do agree. I do not like these blasphemous comments.
Yeah.
I, I'm religious here. I'll throw that out there. So I don't like comments like that. Everybody's entitled to what they want to believe. I just don't like comments like that.
Yeah.
But it's not Bianca's fault that he's popping off.
No, it's not.
It's not her fault. And she accepted him just the way he is. I love I can't even say I love Kanye. I am I like his music. I liked who he was. I don't like this version of him.
Yeah.
And that this is the man that she married. So if he is off over there saying whatever the hell he wants to say, she probably just like I can't control him. I think Kim
Oh,
tried to control him at some point and she couldn't.
yeah, but that's the thing. Weren't people dragging Kim? Weren't people wondering where Kim was? Why isn't Kim helping him? So why should Bianca be any less? At the end of the day, that is your partner through health and sickness and in whatever the hell. Like literally, like hello. Like you're supposed to be, like helping them. I would assume supporting them, right?
In theory, that makes sense, but she's not responsible for his behavior.
No,
Like
she's
she,
no, she's
may-
definitely
for
not.
all that we know, she's probably trying to help him on the on the back end, and he's just unruly. He's like one of them kids that you maybe I don't even know if I can say this, but maybe too much gentle parenting for these kids. You needed a couple more timeouts, kind of thing. So this is what Kanye is. And I think I'm going to call him unhinged because we did a video, guys, if you haven't checked it out, shameless plug, go go look at our video. It was he's saying that he's not bipolar. He's actually autistic because of a car accident that he had. So he
Right.
can't be using mental illness now or that aspect of being bipolar to condone his behavior. He
Yeah.
can't. But then I don't know. Is this the Kanye name one genius that ain't crazy? I, at this point, we're all still supporting him, and I'm just saying all as a collective because we're not boycotting his music. People are still buying his Yeezys, like he said. People are still listening to him.
Yeah.
Everybody can't wait till he drops his Vultures album. So I mean, we're enabling. We as a society, I guess, are enabling his behavior. If nobody's listening to him, then he's nobody.
Right. That's true. I mean, it's interesting. It's almost like he really can't be canceled. Because he was dropped by Adidas. He was dropped by, all these different things. He literally dropped from being a billionaire after his anti-Semitic comments, what, not even 2 years ago, a year ago or so. I don't remember
Probably.
how long ago it was. And yet here we are. And he's got a new project and the streets are going crazy for it. At the end of the day, the people that love Kanye, the people that listen to Kanye are going to love him no matter what. And
Mhm.
maybe that's part of the problem. Um, but what are you gonna do? Like here we are once again, more anti-Semitic rants, more blasphemous rants, more, kind of incoherent messaging here. Um, and for me, because like, you know, I'm not the religious one, but I am the political one. To sit there and, like say you're not going to support Donald Trump and then on the flip side call Democrats colonizers. I'm very confused and that gave me
He's independent. Who knows?
some whiplash. Because it's a little strange,
Yeah.
because once again, like I said, the people that love Kanye are going to follow Kanye no matter what. So if Kanye is out here spewing a lot of this misinformation, then, that translates into like problematic things, um and we know that for several years anti-Semitism has been on the rise, and there has been a lot of problematic situations that have arisen from people in power, from people of notoriety, of huge fame such as his, saying some of the remarks that he's making. And at a time like this right now, obviously we're not going to like discuss it because that's not what this channel is about, but what's going on right now with Israel and Hamas and all of that, like I don't I don't believe that kind of making any kind of situation or comment about all of that stuff is appropriate in any light. Whichever, side of the fence you stand on with all of it, like at the end of the day, nobody should be attacked for whatever reason. And I feel like his comments are, in a way, the sort of like fuel that adds to the fire that a
Mhm.
lot of these people, may already feel some kind of way. So it's not healthy, it's not helpful. And no, I don't believe that Bianca's responsible for his behavior, but I just think as his partner, where are you, ma'am? It's like, I don't know, like maybe it is that there's been way too much gentle parenting in his life from these women or whatever, but it's like I don't it's pretty frustrating because once again, here we are having another Kanye discussion where, it's going to be rinse repeat all over again. Like I don't know. And it's not going to change, right? Cuz like you said, like he will continue, and if people keep listening, people keep buying, he will continue. There's no turning
Mhm.
away from that.
And I think we've all liked Kanye, or some of us have liked Kanye because he's been outspoken. He was the guy that said Taylor Swift, blah, 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 and just basically, as Taylor Swift said, that was like a shame in her career because he embarrassed the crap out of her.
Yeah.
We know Kanye from the beginning to be very vocal
Yeah.
and, sometimes a little too blunt. But I think the problem is here, I guess he's never been stopped. He's never been, somebody talks some sense into him. You can say what you want to say, but you don't have to be hurtful when you say things. You don't have to be
Yeah.
so, I guess, aggressive. You don't have to be so insightful of things. You could just say what you want to say, just in another way. Like all you did was just go on this rant. It was recorded. There's millions of people now believing what you believe.
Yeah.
And a lot of it was your opinion, which is now theirs, because sometimes people can't formulate their own opinion. Don't
Yeah.
mean to offend anyone. They're influenced. And, it's just not right. Like we said before, I don't know in which video, celebrities need to be held accountable for the influence that they have.
Yeah.
If Kanye was running for president, which yay 2024, he was trying to, or he did in the past, can you
Yeah.
imagine how many votes he would get just because he's Kanye, not because he has experience or this political stance? It's just because he's Kanye. And I don't
Yeah.
think it's right for people to have so much power to begin with.
That's very true. It's unfortunate though, because I don't see it changing. I don't see that, like, that there's going to be anything different. Um and if it is an episode he's going through, like, like I said, it's gonna be rinse repeat.
Yeah.
There's not gonna be change to any of it, and it's
And
just
if
gonna
it is an episode and he knows it and he doesn't want to help himself, we can't force him.
no, I mean, I don't know. I think there's a lot of like complexities when it comes to handling mental health illnesses and
Mhm.
these sort of like episodic situations. Um and I get, that some people feel stifled by medications and all that. I don't know, what the best option to help him is, but
Yeah.
do know that for me personally, a long time ago, I began to pull away from anything Kanye, and I've been fine with that. Because, at the end of the day, it's like I said, he's got hardcore fans and they're going to, follow him to the edge of the world. Like it's not going to change. So,
Mhm.
it's one of those things where it's like it's sad because obviously the last thing you would want to see happen to somebody with so much talent is for them to continue to go this downward spiral or whatever. Um and and obviously like there's that fear that like even worse things can happen because you just never know. And then
Mhm.
it's like and then it's that feeling of like damn, like people could have somebody could have did something and nobody did, you
Mhm.
know? And I mean, who knows? Maybe there are people behind the scenes trying to help, trying to do something, but like he's such a like huge figure that it's baffling to allow anybody to record him like that, in such a state. And I think that like there is blame to be placed on like his handlers, the people that, have whatever to do with his um company PR, his image, whatever. And yeah, I don't know that like I don't know. I just don't I'm fine just like staying away from anything to do with Kanye.
Yeah, I agree with you though. I think he is hurting. You can hear that. I think he mentioned his kids a lot. So I
Yeah,
think that situation really affected him. Of course, Donda's situation, I don't think is something he'll ever get over.
right.
And there's a whole bunch of conspiracy theories that we're not going to go into.
Yeah,
But, those are two, I guess, painful topics.
yeah,
Sure, Kim might not be making it easy maybe sometimes, but it's I don't know, it's a complex situation. They've
yeah,
had I don't know if we can consider them having a little messy divorce. It's a lot.
yeah.
He's been dealing
A
with a
lot,
lot.
for sure.
Guys, I know we bombarded you with a whole bunch of stuff, and it's a lot of controversial stuff. So don't
Ooh.
come at us, okay? We come in peace. Some of
Oh,
us like Kanye, some of us don't. Some of us agree with some things, some of us don't.
yeah.
Okay? Keep it light, keep it respectful. But that concludes today's video. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe, turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos. Also, let us know what you think in the comments about his rant. I think we spoke on some topics. There was a whole bunch of others. If we missed anything, let us know. If you still support Kanye, let us know. If you don't, let us know why. Open forum here.
Yeah.
We're also happy to let you guys know that our community is growing and we're so thankful. So please continue sharing our videos because your friends could be our friends and we could all be friends. We also have social media, which Dee will tell you about.
We're on TikTok and Instagram at Hear Me Out DNE. So make sure you guys follow us on the socials, like, comment, share our posts. We would really appreciate it.
All right, guys, we'll see you next time. Hopefully, Kanye is in a better light.
Right.
Peace out. Bye
Bye.
bye.